Hello, hello, welcome back. Welcome back. How you doing, guys and gals? How are you doing? Let's go turn it up today. Turn it up. Let's get excited. Working on a WPF application. Oh yeah. Joy. So much fun. Truly is. How's your day going? I hope it's going well. Thank you for hitting that click button and checking out the video. Let's go. Turn it up, you beautiful, intelligent individual. Yes, you are. Johnny with WhiskeyTango Coding. We're working on, I'm using Visual Studio 2022, and we are working on a WPF application. Windows Presentation Foundation, I believe it is. The framework is .NET 4.8.1. I'm going to continue on with this little app I got going, see where it goes. Kind of just winging it, don't really have a major plan for it, but we're just adding things here, putting things there, testing stuff out, trying out different things, utilizing certain methods and such with different classes. I'll go over that in the video. Thank you for being here. But yeah, let's see where it goes. All right. I want to throw out quick shout outs to the supporters of the channel, you guys and gals. Appreciate you so much. Truly do. It means a lot. Thank you for not being quitters, because, you know, well, I'm just going to say it. You are all awesome. Viewers and those that click the like button as well. Serious legends. Okay, let's get some work done instead of talking, because, you know, I'm good at that, apparently. But that's okay. Let's check out our application. Where are we right now? We just have one window, one form so far. I was thinking of adding another one. I was thinking about it. We have, you know, we have some nice little radio buttons. The layout here isn't quite correct or proper. I'm just throwing stuff here and there, utilizing different buttons. This is kind of the more current version of doing things now. I guess version is the word. I don't know. Old school dialog boxes and pop-ups were created with using WinForms. I still love WinForms. It's fun to use. It's enjoyable. WinForms, you can take your toolbox here and just drag drop right into your design window. It's great, but not recommended when you are working with WPF, and there's another one, UWP applications. Now, somewhere I have the acronym Universal Presentation, UWP, Universal Presentation Foundation, I believe, something to that effect. They both utilize, obviously you're gonna need to know how to code in C# and working with your code behind, which is basically this file. That's your code behind. And you got XAML as well. So XAML is your design code, okay, which creates your, you know, your UI. And so recommended not to use the toolbox. Just get used to typing and creating XAML code. It's not so bad. As soon as you start getting into it, it gets a lot easier to understand. So that's what XAML code is, okay? You can use your properties window if you want. You could choose, I don't know, you could choose a button or whatever here within your XAML code. We can find one here, right? And automatically the properties of that button will come up. That's my click me button, as it shows right here. And I could change properties and such here and there. if I choose. But that, you know, I don't normally use it. That's okay. By all means, it's okay to use this. Okay, change properties and settings and such. It'll get automatically updated here within your code, within your XAML code. Okay, the program's pretty great at doing that sort of thing for you. Okay, so this is kind of nice. I've created an observable object, a class in the background, and I can type some code here, and you don't see it, but there's a label there, and anything I type automatically comes up, which is great. And then I have a little window or text box here that as soon as, you know, a user types their name, hit send, then it brings up a little dialog pop-up box with welcome and your name. Okay, so nothing too crazy, but let's build on this. Okay, where am I going here? Let's find the code. I was going to make some changes, and let's get into some creating. Okay, right here. Okay, I want to add a little note for you guys and gals. Right here, where the Xbox binding box, right here. Okay. Don't forget to add window.data context. Okay, that's at the top here. All right, along with the namespace for your core folder. Okay, that's the link up between your observable object, okay, which is also, you know, the namespace is attached to the core folder, obviously, because it's inside of it. Same thing with this one, okay, .core. You could call your folder classes, it's okay if you want, if you choose. All right, so yeah, I wanted to add that, right? So your namespace for your core folder, and then also, so a lot of times you could just hit Alt Enter, and you'll get, like, maybe you'll have an error or something, or a squiggly line. It's not really an error, but it's just kind of a warning, if you will. Program's letting you know, hey, you got to do something else, right? So, but if you type it all like this, it'll work. On the other hand, you can do this. Let me just bring up one of these. And you can start typing. Okay, you can see it says roll ADV-DIS. Okay, I know I got that messed up here. This is supposed to be ADV, but that's okay. So that's the class name, okay, for the class you created. Okay, going back to the XAML code, you can just start typing that. Whatever your class is named, okay, whatever you give the name. Roll ADV, and then you can start typing that, okay, and then you'll start having some kind of squiggly or whatever. Oh, don't forget to start it with that. You got to begin it with the angle bracket there, okay, and then you can hit Alt Enter, and it'll bring up and it'll populate this namespace for you. That's kind of where I was getting at, okay. And it'll create a core or maybe a local one sort of extension, right? Okay, and you need that, all right? So I'm just going to run this again. In order to be able to type here and see the return through your label, it's not going to happen unless you do that, all right? Okay, just wanted to throw that out there quickly. If that was quick, I don't know. Other things you could do, let's see, I was gonna get rid of this, go back to design. Actually, it's not quite, I wish the program wouldn't jump up and down like that on me. That's okay, little things, no sense getting all freaked out about it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is create like a wrap panel. Okay, wrap panel, closing, and then we're just going to stick this inside of it. Okay, and this wrap panel needs some information. Okay, let's give the wrap panel some information. Left side 5, top is 10, right side is 10, and the bottom is 5. Okay, and then a background of curly brackets. We're going to static resource, and to my border light color. There we go. Boom. Okay, and then we're going to also, we're not done. Let's give it an orientation of horizontal. Okay, and what else? And then horizontal alignment left. I don't know if it's going to take any effect, but we're going to add it in anyways. Okay, there we go. That all cleared up. Perfect. Okay, so inside we have our X name label temp. Content is content. Well, I switched it. Oh, and I can't type here. Enter your name. There, I fixed it. Okay, our text box, which is, you know, the box itself for entering information. That's, you know, you could physically enter text into it. And it's text wrap if he needs it, label, blah blah, da da da. Okay, let's give it a quick build and see what we have. Okay, let's look here in our designer. I feel like these two tabs here switched on me. Really strange. Okay, so there we go. I could have chose a different background, but I didn't want it to stand out too much. So we're gonna run it. There you go. You can create a little wrap panel around. Okay. Around your little, I don't know, label text box thing. Right? It's kind of nice. Stands out a little bit. So that's something else you could do. Fit all. Back to our XAML. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with this for now. And then I was gonna take, let's see, and then I was gonna add this one last thing. Looking at my design, is this still here? I think so. Yeah, I wanted to move that. This focus box here. I was just gonna relocate it below. Okay, paste it, text box, and then we're going to give it a margin, do some things to it as well. 5, 20, 10, and 5. X name is focus box, and text. Now if I was, I'm not sure if I was binding to anything. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that because that's not set up. So what I'm going to do is stick a, I was going to do something else with this focus box and then I decided against it. Okay, but we're going to stick a text block underneath. The text equals not doing much at the moment. And then the style is going to be static, resource key, text, block style. There we go. Okay, and right, don't forget to close it. That's self-closing. Okay, there we go. Quick build and run it, and let's have a look. There we go. So there's my focus box. It was up here, right? Everything's still good up here. I'm gonna start making use of these buttons here. Okay, again guys, the layout isn't quite the way it should be, but I'm just throwing stuff here randomly and we're just doing whatevs. Okay, with an actual project, if I was working on an actual project, I'll just probably have nothing but buttons like this throughout here, right? Okay, and then you can actually create other windows or forms for these events. Okay, let's go. All right, so that's it for that. We're gonna leave that alone. I think everything's done in this file. I guess I gotta save that. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna have to do a .NET 8.0 stream as well, because for your observable object, of course, the framework .NET 4.8.1 and the framework .NET 8.0, your observable, the code you type in your observable object is similar but not exactly the same. Okay, so I've already been working on a .NET application, working on that code, so stay tuned for that. Just wanted to make a quick mention of it. I'm going to close this for now. Look at our XAML code. Not XAML code, sorry guys. Speaking before I'm thinking, or thinking before I'm speaking, one or the other. This is the code behind all your C# code, okay? And oh yeah, right, I forgot to show you that. So if I type in here, I could actually make use of my clear button. So that works. So that clear button is bound to this text box, okay? Called binding box. Looking at the code, you can see the X name, right? That's the key right there. When you see the X name or X key, just think of it as a key, right? Makes the magic happen. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, I think I'm done here too with this little file. So this code here utilizes a reflection in order to update the UI, okay, user interface. And last stream or last video, I showed you how to bind, or how to make the magic happen with that. So again, reflecting, I know I'm a little bit repetitive, but you know, the repetition kind of helps you remember things too. So without this update source trigger property changed, right, we're utilizing this here. Okay. During runtime, you have to click the label contents. It is not until the first control, like I was explaining before or previously, if you typed in here without it, you would have to click into another control for the label to actually return the information. So with the on property changed, it's immediately reflected to your UI. Okay. Yeah, so basically as soon as it loses focus, okay, meaning you're out of it into another box. Okay, and so yeah, and then so that means the label content is instantly updated as long as the data source that we are using when binding is a POCO, plain old CLR object. POCO is his name, oh, I don't know, that's all I had. Okay, POCO. Okay. All right, closing that. What was I gonna do next? I got so many of these notepad. I got like, I had 7 or 8 tabs open. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna add, how are we doing for time here? Okay, we're okay. All right, so we're gonna create another form is what we're gonna do. Because I wanted to kind of show you guys that. And then maybe we're gonna do some editing in that and size it and such. And let's just do this. So what to do? Well, this is what you do. Okay, if you want to know what another another understanding. Can I even understand what I'm saying? No, I can't. Namespace. If you want to have another understanding of namespace, namespace is the logical group of types, or we can say namespace is a container. Namespace is a container? Oh, so much. Okay, I think of stack panels and grids as a container. In Solution Explorer, so in Solution Explorer, I've created a folder, or did I? Okay, I haven't yet. Let's do it. Let's create it. And I called it, I'm going to add a new folder. Okay, in my main, I'm going to call it, I think I called it Forms. Okay, you can call it Windows, you can call it Forms. I'm just going to call them Forms because I'm used to thinking of Windows as forms anyways. So view forms. Okay, this is going to be for our other windows. I guess I could have probably put it in here, but they're I don't know, you kind of doing different things here with this. So we're just going to create a new Windows WPF form. All right, so add. So here it is right here, Window WPF. All right. What did I call it? I called it accounts. I don't know why I called it accounts, but I just did. Accounts. All right, that's the name of it. Okay, so there we go. It creates a new XAML window. So we now have two. Okay. And it's got pretty much the same thing, the same information as you see in the main window, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm going to utilize this button here now. Okay, that's kind of the goal. So if you go to your Solution Explorer, it'll also have code behind as well. So we could double click that and just clean it up. Now, I wouldn't worry about deleting that stuff too much. The system will know, like if you start typing code, if it thinks you need something, it'll automatically update the namespace for you, or it might hint to you that you need a namespace, okay? And again, if there's like any squiggly lines or whatever, all you have to do is hit Alt-Enter over it. Or you could just click over it and there'll be something to the effect of, what is it again? Preferences or something to that effect. Okay, so we got a new window. And I'm going to, I don't know, again guys, be patient. I'm just winging it here. No real plan or goal here. We're just designing in WPF. Okay, so display resolution. I have this. I've created, found all the different aspect ratios and widths and heights of various, you've seen all this before. You've heard of HD. Obviously you guys know what 4K is, right? I gotta fix this up a little bit. Okay, Control-Home-S. I got the aspect ratio, I got the size, but we're not gonna be, I'm working off I don't know, what is it, a 27-inch monitor, somewhere in there. PC monitor. So we're not going to obviously go that size. Let's say maybe I wanted to create a little pop-up box or something, small dialogue box, right? What are we going to use? What do we have here? 450 by 800. Let's go. Let's go 640. Let's just say it's a small window. Okay, you can choose your own size by 480. Okay, let's just build it. And I mean, we're not gonna see this window until we make the magic happen. Okay, if I run it, all I'm gonna do is see the main window. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go with that. It's not so big. What else do I need here? I closed a file that I shouldn't have yet, but that's okay. I'll bring it up real quick here. Which one is it? This one here. Okay, we could kind of do the same thing with the back with it as well. Let's go like this. I think it's Shift Tab. No, it was Tab. Okay, we could create a border around it if we wanted to as well. Just for funsies. It's not that like it needs it, but okay. And then to fix it real quick, just go like this, / and the program automatically knows what you're doing. Okay, there we go. There's my closing. And then I'm going to change this to a stack panel as well. Okay, your closing is automatically updated. Okay, so I'm going to keep these two together because it has to be. Okay, Control C, Control V, and then I'm gonna go like this, bring this back up one, and we're gonna go like this, just spread it out a little bit. Okay, these are our closings. Everything happens inside. All right, got that right? This is our second window, so I don't really want to call it main. I'm just gonna change it to accounts. Just little comments so you know where you are and what's going on. Okay, here and accounts. Just being consistent. All right. So we have a main stack panel for the whole thing. These are the dimensions. And it has nothing right now. Okay, but we're going to give it something. We need to give it at least some, let's add a grid. I mean, I could do the same thing, I guess. It should work. Typical stuff. We're going to work with layer by layer again, right? So grid, close, there we go. Now let's give some definitions. We need a row definition. Grid dot row definitions. There we go. All right, and then the row definition is going to be height equals, we're just going to do the same thing, 33. Oh, and self-close it. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing, add a rectangle. Okay, I'm just going to go like this, copy the same information from the other, build it, Should work out just fine. And have a look. There we go. It's probably a little bigger than it should be, but that's okay. Alright, has a nice little gradient accent color to it. Alright, and then I can do the same thing and add buttons as well on top. Just like we had before. Whoops. ZZ.
Boost your revenue and drive growth with
hold
Google
up.
Ads.
That's the
Reach
problem with
high-value
copy and
customers across-
paste. You can mess things up pretty easy. My main grid is there. This grid, this grid. Let's see if we're all right here. There we go. Yeah, copied the extra grid by accident. So we should have some buttons up top now too. There we go. And if you guys notice, even this extra window or form is utilizing not resources. What? Here it is. I called it static before, but here it's control. Okay, it's utilizing our control templates from our resource library. That's pretty awesome. So it's throughout the whole application, which is great. And if you notice, I haven't had to type any additional code to make that magic happen. It's pretty awesome. Okay. What else can we do? We're just kind of defining the layout right now for this extra window. But on the other hand, we should probably show the magic, right? I guess we should do that. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So we created our new view form, all right? View forms, view forms. It's called accounts. Going back to our main, right? This accounts button. And we're going to create a click handler for the radio button now. Okay? So going back to our main, we need to create a click handler for accounts. Okay, that's it right here. Okay, looking at our design again, that's this button. All right? So it's pretty easy. I don't like to type my click handlers too soon because the program will argue with you to create them. And you don't want to copy and paste click handlers either. Things can go sideways quickly. And of course I'm typing in the wrong spot. Why don't you look where you're typing? And I'm going to go here, click. Oh. Right here. There we go. That's why it was all. There we go. Click handler. I'm just going to go new event handler and hit tab. I should have X named it, to be honest. Let's just undo that. Let's give it a name, right? That's what you should do first. X name. And we're going to call it BTN accounts. Okay? That way we have the proper click handler. Now we type click. And I created one by accident there, but that's okay. Alright, there we go. So now as soon as you did that, then right click it. This is the best way to do it. Go to definition. Okay, of course it created the radio button for me before, but we could delete it and it's not going to give us any issues. In WinForms you will get issues when you cut and paste your void functions / methods. Okay, inside this, what do we do? Okay, we created the click handler. So for the code behind, use accounts. Okay, so going to here, I want to show you. What do you use? Okay, so you're asking yourself, what do you use for your void function? Well, just go up here into your accounts window or your XAML code. It's right there, and plus you created the name for it. Okay, so that's what you use right there. Control C. Go back to your main window, code behind, right? Because we're creating a click event off our main page to access the second page. Make sense? I hope so. Okay, main page. Now we accounts. There's our accessor right there. Okay, well, we have to create an instance. Okay, and I'm just gonna tab and let the program define it for me. That's creating an instance. Okay, you need that. It's called newing up in this sense. All right. Newing up is proportionately or directly proportional to runtime. All right, so there's a couple of ways we could type this. Okay, so when we type this, what this means is this window, which is the main window. Okay, that's what this means. Okay, if you learned about left-hand side and right-hand side, you'll have a good understanding of what this is as well. So we're going to go visibility equals, but we don't want it visible, we want to hide, so you can go hidden. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Or you could go like this and type this dot hide, and it's a built-in internal. Let me just go like this so you can see it. I'll hide this, or I mean comment out, and you could go this hide. So this is this main window. Okay, that's what this refers to. So you could either type this or you could type this. It all does the same thing. Okay, so the last thing we have to do, because we need to create an object. This is an object, okay, of our instance. And our object has access to methods. That's why we create objects. I'm a lot better at the C++ and C# coding than I am at the XAML coding, I won't lie. Okay, so let's build and let's run it. Let's test our button. Okay, accounts. Let's go. Oh yeah, big yays. But we're not done yet. So now we need a button so we can go back to the main window. Okay? This is just the beginnings of our second window. I'm going to hit this close because you don't want to hide this. Okay? Then you won't have no way to close it. Oh, I like that. Isn't that nice? Some little effects here. I could actually jump between the stuff that I got going on in the background. So if you had no close button or anything, because I could disable this stuff, right? There is a way. Then you would have to right click and close window down here, okay? In your taskbar, which works the same way too. Okay, so let's go back to, so that's our main window XAML, so that's our link to our second window. This really isn't MMmmmm, but it's just another way of opening windows and creating new windows, okay? And this is the code behind for that. Okay, and all we did was hide the main window. The main window still has processes going on in the background. speaking of that, see if I can find my notes on. Of course, you know, I need to get better organized. I really need to. I'm organized file-wise, but it's just all the files I got going on. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe I have it here. Oh, I wanted to make another note about, we're talking about, okay, when I did this stuff, we're kind of going back to, I'm going to run this. We're kind of going backwards here, right? This text box, okay, and I think it's a label there. I believe, okay, so this is .NET 4.8.1. So you can use label here in .NET 4.8.1, and I created a .NET 8.0, and you can actually use a text block here instead. I don't know if it's going to work the same, but as soon as you change that, I'm just going to undo it, then content becomes text, okay? So take note of that. So the two things between a text block, right? You can see text block has text, but a label has content. Essentially, they're the same thing. Okay, but a text block's, geez, can I speak? Thank you for understanding, guys, and being awesome. A text block is for displaying a large amount of text, okay? And a label, essentially, like a label, text block is kind of a new, you know, because I moved from WinForms to WPF and XAML. I mean, a text block is the same thing as a label in my mind, okay? But what I'm used to from WinForms is that a label is great for just labeling a text box, right? So if I go back to my design, like let's just say right here, this text box, right? Instead of it being welcome, I could have named, this is a label, right? I think it's a label, it should be a label. Welcome, yeah, it's a label, right? That's kind of what you use labels for, just for labeling what the text box is supposed to be. So the text box could have been name, right? But I ended up switching it. That's okay. All right. So text block for displaying a large amount of text, and a label is great for just labeling a text box, i.e. username or password or age or whatever else, birthday, you name it. Okay, just wanted to throw that out there real quick. And then we'll get back to what we're doing. We need to add a button. We need to build on our little application here, and eventually our this one here, our second window. Okay, we're gonna need a close button here. But then on the other hand, I could add those nice instead of using, just gonna fit all this. Instead of using these, which I still don't mind using the regular buttons, right? Which I'm kind of used to. I should probably create these type of buttons, radio buttons, toggle buttons, if you will, so that we could get back to the main page, right? So we need that. Let's keep building it then. Just checking time. I don't want this to be too long. We're already at 45 minutes, to be honest. I'm going to actually end it at that. And stay tuned. We're going to continue on this application. If you want to see this kind of grow and become something, by all means, continue checking out the next video or continue watching the series. Right? I'm just going to give it a quick build. I think we're okay here. Run it. This is what we have so far. And I can switch between my next window. Of course, you see that. That's the designer in the background. Okay. Okay, so big yays. Just want to thank you guys for watching, guys and gals. Appreciate you being here and checking out the content. Much love to that. I know you're all beautiful, intelligent people, because that's why you're here watching. Because you enjoy learning and growing and doing challenging things in life. Let's go. Shout outs to subscribers for being awesome and not quitters. You guys are all legends. Every single one of you viewers, those that click the like button, appreciate you all as well. For now, I'll see you guys in the next video. If it's the weekend for you, have a great weekend.